Yes, welcome back. Like I said, I'm in the studios with an acerbic social critic. Well, I would describe you as that because you cause furore when you are on air, on radio. How did you end up being on radio, actually? Sorry, I should say welcome first. Welcome.
How are you doing?
Welcome to Seriously.
Yes.
Welcome to.
Nice
What do you think about my co-kid?
Yeah, I looked at it and it's marvelous, honestly. It takes me back in time. And I think it's going to pick up very quickly. You can have the plain material and then have colorful beads. Then in beads, I think it's... I'm going to try it out, not on me. but it looks very, very good. It's quite stunning.
Tell me of your journey to radio, though. I mean, I remember the last thing I knew public that you did was when you were with Next as the director for marketing.
The truth is, even as a kid, I'd always have to go for radio programs. You wouldn't believe it. And even in secondary school, I represented my school from the third year, in schools debates. So I was quite used to speaking publicly on TV, radio, and so on and so forth. And then, there's this Christian thing that if they keep calling a child something, it might end up doing it. I had these friends who would always call me radio.
Oh.
Yeah, because I would talk a lot. I mean, I could talk 19 a dozen. And they'd call me Radio Jimi in school from Form 1. And see where I ended up. So I tell them, no more curses from you. But I'd always been, in the corridor of the media. And that's why even when I was going to go to uni and my dad thought that I'd be a very good lawyer, I still told him, no, I wanted to do journalism. He wasn't happy about it, but... So I think it's always been in me.
Why are you a social critic? I mean, because although some people say some people bribe you.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of that. And usually there are accusations back and forth. And so this group says you've been bribed, the other group says you've been bribed. But one thing about politicians is they always meet at a common front. And then they'll probably ask themselves, but I thought you bribed him. No, I thought you bribed him. And I think after that initial... criticism of initial appellation, as it were, I think people have come to realize the truth is constant.
Yeah, because you criticize everybody and anybody depending on the timing.
Well, I don't set out to criticize. If I'm asked a question, like I tell people, I'm not a busybody. I'm not a social critic. I'm not a nosy packer. I just do my job. Okay, fine. In the course of my job, if something is wrong, I say it is wrong. If it is right, I say it is right.
Are you selective? Are you harsher with some people and kinder with some people?
Well, not really, because even in cases...
You know what I said? I remember the case of the chief of defense staff. People said Jimi wasn't hard on him.
Which one of them now?
The current one, about when he had his accounts abroad and, all of this in the homes that he built.
Okay. Well, I looked at the case objectively and, it still wasn't clear to me. If it's not clear to me, I'm not going to be putting myself up front for libel. People must understand that there are rules to this game. People must also understand that there are certain things that that you can't just come out and say. They think I'm a loose cannon. I'm not. I've never been involved in a libel case.
So anything that you do is verifiable. That's why...
Yes, I mean, if I'm not sure, I tell you I'm not sure. And if I'm not sure or I'm not convinced, then you can see caution in the things that I say. But I've never been involved in any libel, never been involved. Right from my newspaper days that I used to write a column that people felt was just as bad.
But again, it's nice to have you in the studios because even when I was thinking about who would I have to discuss this, first of all, like I said, Uncle Sumi came straight to mind. And then I thought, okay, who's going to be able to have this conversation with me? I said, okay, Jimi, twice we've tried to do this. Yeah, and we couldn't get you in the studio.
No.
Because you wake up at 3 a.m.
Well, no, it's my schedule like this one. My daily schedule, I wake up at 3, I get to the studio at 5:30 for a program that's going to come on at 7. And some people say, that's Asheju. It's not. In this business that you and I...
Asheju is 2-0, by the way.
It's 2-0, okay. In this business that you and I do, that the one thing you want to do is... Apart from that, you want to be well relaxed and prepared when you come on air. And it's a live show. Yeah. It's not recorded. It doesn't give you a time to roll back. So I come in 5:30, do a bit of reading, and by 6:15, I'm good to go. Wow. And then I just play around. I fool around, actually. You need to see me in the studio. I just fool around.
I know once I called you, I said, look at this one, I'm not wearing trousers today.
I was very short.
Okay, very short.
I was very short.
So short
as boxers. That was when I used to finish at 7:30 and then go home. But now I have a second program, and so I now finish at 10:30. So I'm better dressed.
Okay.
But usually...
So I'm lucky. So my taping was adequate. I mean, it was appropriate this time.
No, I don't wear this every day. I'm wearing this because it's your program.
Okay, I appreciate that. You know, like I said, you know, Uncle Jimmy, if you listen to what Uncle Sumi said, one of the things I take out of what he said was the fact that Lagos is like a place that everybody can succeed in.
Oh, definitely.
You know, and, you know, I said that in the intro, but you see all the people that commented, they're saying Lagos doesn't belong to anybody, it doesn't. And then there you are. I assume you're a Lagosian.
Who, me?
Yes, because when we Googled you, we didn't see anything on...
How can you assume that I'm a Lagosian? I'd got the offer to throw you out, throw you in the water. I mean, I'm a full-blooded Lagosian. My mother is campus area. My dad is from Isaliko. And we're traditional people. We're tied to the Akuti royal family. And I mean, so... yeah, full-blooded. Anywhere you prick on my body, it's Lagos blood that's going to flow.
Okay, me too. I've spent more than half of my life here, so I'm a Lagosian too. Is that verified?
Are you married? Are you available for marriage? I could marry you and annex you.
You know,
but the truth is, Lagos is the fact there's a song that says Ogbole that Lagos
Ogbole.
What
does that mean?
If you're lazy, you can still make it. Even if you're a thief, you can make it. I mean, it's a manner of singing, and Lagos is open to everybody. It's open opportunities.
And that's really not by
just like any other city in the world. I mean, look, in the UK now, you have a Pakistani or a Pakistani origin as a mayor, and I think the deputy mayor is an Indian. I mean, so people should... One day we are going to have a non-Yoruba person as governor in Lagos.
I hold on that because before we did this also, we did ask some people to tweet and ask questions, knowing that Jimi was going to be on set. So I'm going to ask that they put up to questions. Let me let you respond to some of them.
Okay.
And very quickly, my director minds just putting those questions up. The first thing I asked you, is Jimi Disu from Lagos? If yes, what's your lineage? So let's forget about that. But can you try the Oriki?
No, because we need a bottle of schnapps. I can't be doing an Oriki without pouring libation and whatever. So we'd have to
That's
skip
from
that.
Benga. Let's see what the next question says. It says, why is Lagos overpopulated despite the fact that there are 35 other states in the country?
Two major reasons. One is because the state has a lot of opportunities. To be fair, is working. The state is fairly livable, provides opportunities. But most importantly is that most of the other states are failing.
Exactly. They're not rising up to the...
Yes, they're failing because if I remember that when I did my youth service in 1980 in Benin, I was thinking of settling down there. I had this, maybe I'd like to settle down here and live here. I have a cousin, for example, who is the Prince of Lagos. He's in line for Obership, if he ever wanted to, who has been living in Port Harcourt all along. He's still there, and he's in his 60s. I mean, but the problem now is most of the states are failing in education, in other facilities, and therefore there's, just like you find a lot of Nigerians still wanting to go to other countries, there's this thing that, okay, let me go to Lagos, I'm sure that I can make Lagos. Unfortunately, they don't understand that sometimes what Lagos gives you with the right hand, it takes with the left.
Absolutely.